Out of a darkness in the world, the school sisters of Notre Dame were called into being. Similar to our own day, the world during the 1800s knew the familiar darkness where God was absent. But in that darkness, God was present as a small, imperceptible light, flickering, waiting to be seen, calling to be made known.
Come, Holy Spirit, from heaven shine forth, with your glorious light, fill us the Spiritus.
Caroline Gerhardinger, who took the religious name Mother Teresa of Jesus, a woman with a listening heart, recognized the signs of the times and responded to God's call to renew the mission of Jesus by proclaiming the good news of salvation in her world. And by so doing, God blessed her with other women of similar vision to answer that call and join her in the effort to transform the world in the light of God's grace. As Mother Teresa envisioned it, we continue the mission of Jesus. Using 7 ideals as guideposts, we serve God's people in numerous educationally focused ministries as we work to meet the urgent needs of our times.
Our first ministry ideal is education.
As school sisters of Notre Dame, we carry on the mission of Jesus through ministries directed toward education.
Rooted in our beginnings, we believe that education is the greatest means of empowering people to reach their fullest potential as children of God.
Transformation in society begins with the transformation of persons. Knowing what a society can be where God is present, we educate with the conviction that the world can be changed for the better.
Educating with a broader vision takes us to ministries beyond traditional classroom settings. We see education as more than imparting of knowledge. We believe in educating the whole person through all the stages of a person's life, from birth till death. Our second ministry ideal is promoting women to exercise leadership in society.
Not only are we educators, we are women educators.
Today, the role of women in society is constantly challenged. To meet these challenges, we join in solidarity with women who are struggling for equality and fair treatment.
We serve in many different cultures in an effort to uphold the dignity of womanhood where that dignity is not taken seriously.
Our own giftedness in being woman adds a special touch in areas of ministry that have a predominantly male presence.
We are really called to use to the fullest potential our feminine gifts, our feminine power. And by that power, I mean power that collaborates, that joins hands with others. If we really unleash these feminine gifts that we have, that we will be a catalyst for change throughout our world.
We are energized when we can assist other women in raising their self-esteem and encourage them through educational means to improve their existence.
Our third ministry ideal is inclusivity.
By our very being as School Sisters of Notre Dame, and because of our baptismal commitment, our goal is to make Jesus present wherever we are and with whomever we meet.
Jesus identifies himself intimately with the poor and the marginalized. Whatever you do to the least of my brothers and sisters, that you do to me.
In many situations, we minister with persons whose culture or society regards them to be of little or no consequence. We attempt to uphold the ideal of excluding no one from our concern.
We prefer ministries that empower women, youth, and persons who are materially poor.
Our fourth ministry ideal is to focus on mutuality and collaboration. It's not just who we serve in ministry that is important, but it's how we serve that makes a big difference in being effective ministers of gospel values.
Like Jesus, we identify with the people we are sent to serve in a particular ministry. We work collaboratively with others and seek to learn from the people we serve, living among them and being sensitive to their needs.
You ask, how do I proclaim the good news? In hospital ministry, I think I come at it in a different way. I help a patient and family face what they have dreaded the most, and that could be chronic illness, terminal disease, and death. And there's no easy way to accept these sufferings, and each one handles it very differently. But I try to help the patient and the family sort out these emotional and spiritual issues.
Our efforts towards mutuality reminds us that we must be willing to allow ourselves to be educated by those we are educating.
No matter where we serve, we seek ministry that is collaborative in practice and holds a sense of oneness in purpose.
Our fifth ministry ideal is promoting the development of faith communities.
Wherever we are, and in whatever ministry we serve, forming a faith community is a part of the spirit of the School Sisters of Notre Dame. As a congregation, we believe prayer and sharing our beliefs through dialogue is essential to the development of faith communities. Even when a sister retires from active ministry, she continues to serve God's people through prayer, which supports the greater faith community.
In all our ministries, as School Sisters of Notre Dame, we strive to promote a spirit of faith and community by witnessing the gospel values of care and concern wherever we are sent.
Our sixth ministry ideal is recognizing our obligation and opportunities to develop global perspectives and a world vision.
Because we are an international community, we have a natural opportunity for observing events and issues from a global perspective.
World vision, however, is not intuitive, and many times it is not easy to recognize the global implications that a decision or action may have from a global point of view.
We work hard to be informed of these implications and seek to educate others about them.
Our long history as an international community has taught us that attitudes of interdependence lead to understanding and world peace.
Jesus even says something stronger with the gospel. Jesus says,
I work a lot with the children in the schools as director for mission education, and one of the things that we really try to help the kids understand is that they're part of a bigger world, and that not everyone in the world has the same lifestyle as they do or the same perspective on the world.
If we are about promoting God's kingdom here on earth, our vision must be worldwide.
Our final ministry ideal is systemic change. In all our ministries, our efforts are geared toward breaking down unjust structures within our society.
We seek to promote justice in businesses and in governmental relationships,
and work to effect positive change in living conditions for all people.
We take a public stance where justice and regard for gospel values is violated by others.
As educators, we believe education is the most effective tool toward restructuring systems that will benefit the welfare and dignity of people throughout the world.
No matter what period of history we live, there will always be those human conditions that allow darkness to permeate. But God's grace is ever present, like a candle in the night, waiting to be seen, calling to be made known.
With God's grace, the School Sisters of Notre Dame continue to see the light and answer the call to bring light and love into the world through dedicated service to God's people.
Another piece of what this ministry means is certainly to help people discover what does it mean to share in the mission of Jesus. Certainly because I am a School Sister of Notre Dame, I do believe that's one of the responses that I can help give in this whole area is to invite others to consider how that might happen so that we focus less on diminishment and perhaps look more at the fact that there are people who are waiting to be asked and want to be asked to join us in this endeavor.
Sancte Spiritus,